Thank you for being so patient, by the way.
No worries. We were in the other building, and we were early.
Yeah.
And we're asking people, is this the right conference room? And there's a conference room on the second floor over there, too, by the way.
Oh, is there?
And they're like, yes, that's the conference room there. We were sitting there on the couch.
So we have appeal number 923. The start time is 5:21. And we have the property address at 120 Bel Air Lane. And can you both state your name for the record?
Sure. Joseph Inzatari.
Thank you.
Gloria Inzatari.
Great, thank you so much. The town has your property appraised at $818,300, and you're requesting the town reduce the appraised value to $700,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, great, thank you. And
That's what I put on.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, correct.
And if you can both raise your right hand for me, do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give today concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you so much. If I can have you both sign these two lines.
Same way?
Yes.
Oh, I sign next to him?
Yes. No, right underneath. Sorry.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, great. So what do we have going on here?
Well, I guess we're just trying to understand how you got to your numbers, right?
Yeah.
And because they just seem fairly off.
Yeah, so I have your field card here. I mean, basically what they do is they take all the sales prices, they take an aggregate total, that's how they come up with all the values throughout town. We have a neighborhood code, we take the land value. It's mostly land-based here in Fairfield.
In terms of value, you're saying?
Right.
The home value, you're saying, isn't as much as the land value.
Right.
Got it.
Right. Depending on the house, of course.
Yes.
Right.
Sure.
I mean, for example, for yours, I mean, the land is like $710,300, and then the actual property itself is $106,600.
That's what they're assessing it at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what was the kind of case that you were saying that we should be lowering it to the amount that you're requesting?
Well, just the homes in the area. You know, their sale price, their values. I mean, you know, there's not really a lot to look at. But for instance, if you compare it to Z estimates, and I know Z estimates aren't everything, right? They're not exactly, but they're fairly accurate, I would say. You know, in and around the time where you were assessing my house at our house at $818,000, you know, Z estimates were $614 for that home. Right now, they're in and around $640,000 is the estimate for the home right now. So it's not as if they're, you know.
So you're for your property, right?
For my property, yeah.
Because I just I see it's $650 for this estimate.
Oh, maybe it went up today or this week. Yeah. Yes, I mean, yeah.
Are you using room 3?
I'm using room 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Should I stay in room?
Yes. Just make sure you record it on your sheet as room 3. Okay.
Got it. Sorry.
And I was going to say, if you look at Realtor.com, it's almost as if they've taken like these taxes or something into consideration because theirs are higher. But you know, if you look at home prices that are for sale in the area, they're comparable to mine. They're not anywhere near 818 that I could say.
Yeah, I mean, did you have any like comparable sales in the area that you want to kind of reference?
There haven't been really recent ones, you know, that I can really think of. You know, unless the homes themselves have been remodeled and, you know, expanded upon, and that's not the same home as mine, right?
Right.
So that would be a different story.
Right.
But, you know, again, I'd like to understand how you got to 818 because that just seems, you know, it's not like way off, but it's at least, in my opinion, 100,000, if not more off.
Yeah. I mean, what makes it a lot easier for Fairfield when it comes to the assessment is the actual land itself and the neighborhoods, right? So, for example, your neighborhood code 80, you don't have to have a whole lot of information behind that. That's just the number associated with the actual neighborhood you live in. But the adjustment is 1.9. So we just simply take your land units and add the adjustments, and that's where we come up with that figure. So if we look at like one of your neighbors, for example, like what's the number on your
110?
Yeah, 110.
I think Bill's is 110 maybe?
Thanks, Bill, yeah.
I mean, and you can start at the beginning of the street.
Yeah, so if I look at 110, similar thing. I mean, neighborhood code is 80. You don't have to re-reference that, but it's the 1.6 adjustment still with the same land unit. Majority of the value is coming in the land.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had the case of that, of like similar sales in the area that you wanted to make, if you wanted to look at, like, because we're just looking at market value, right? So this is the market value of your property. Hold on. Yeah,
I mean, there's one right now that I was looking at. If you look at it, and
Yeah.
it's for sale.
It would be during the the evaluation period.
What does that mean?
So we look at the comparable sales in that year that we capture.
Okay.
And then if it's the sales in that time period,
And that
then
was last year in October of
Right.
25.
right.
Right? Okay. So I'd have to look at that. See what was sold at that time.
Right.
Right? In that area. Okay. I'd have to check that. And I almost guarantee it wasn't at that price.
hmm
Is there a way you could tell?
I can't make the case for you.
Okay. So let me see if I can find something. I wish I'd known that I was supposed to be preparing something like this, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, usually they send it out in the letters, like just having comparable sales in the time frame.
But
I mean, I understand too.
I can't find it now.
No worries. worries. I mean, what I can do is I can present all the information to the board, rest of the board, for consideration and vote to move forward. And
Can I ask for another hearing?
it would have to be for next year.
For next year? How many minutes do I have left?
About 4.
Really? Okay. I'm not even gonna bother. I mean, what am I supposed to do?
So moving forward, I'll present your case to the deliberation for consideration vote. You'll be notified by mail of our decision within 7 days of that decision. If it is denied, you can come back again next year. If you are granted a reduction, you can't appeal again until the next reevaluation year in 4 years. If you don't agree with the board's decision, you can take the next steps and appeal your decision in court.
It's not fair. We were not given enough notice to prepare for this. Just.
And then instruction how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter. So we have appeal number 932. The time is now 5:35. We're looking at property 1233 Bronson Road, and can you state your name for the record?
Joanne Maluwa.
Thank you so much. And the town has your property appraised at $1,710,600, and you're requesting the town reduce your appraised value to $1,582,876. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Thank you. If you can raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Okay.
Thank you. If I can have you sign this top line for me.
That's
Thank
it?
you.
Okay. Are you a realtor?
So we're all volunteers for the Board of Assessment Appeals. I sat on the board before, so I'm actually co-chair. Peter's actually the other chair member. So everyone on the board are volunteers. We don't work for the assessment office. We're just here to service the town.
You look familiar.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pharmaceutical. You look familiar too, but I've been in town for a while. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, what do we have going on? I also live on Bronson Road, so that helps.
You lived on Bronson?
I live on Bronson.
Oh, you do? Okay.
So I'm familiar with the area.
I'm supposed to bring that to you and this to you and,
Yep.
Okay, here's what's going on. This is the area where I live.
Yep.
And you're so familiar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I did was take my own comparison analogy of like a half-mile radius of my home, and I compared all these properties, and just before we go any further, the version 1, I accidentally gave you a bad version, which is, so now it's too late to submit the corrected version, but I have it on my phone, but that, regardless, what I did, when you look on the town vision appraisal and you go to historic values, I initially was I just took for a comparison 2023 values versus the new assessment.
Okay.
And what I did was, so this is an incorrect spreadsheet. Like I said, I emailed myself the correct one. I was not able to submit it before.
You can email it to me and I'll put it in.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, even though these are incorrect a little bit, because I took them earlier.
Yeah.
You're basically coming up with the same problem. My problem is that...
Is that the same as the one you submitted?
I think it is.
Okay, all right.
So my home has less property, has a 3-bedroom home, and all the other homes have 4 to 5 bedrooms. Many of these homes have in-ground swimming pools.
Yeah.
On a busy road. Only one other house here is. These, I think, are factors that I feel that the assessment of my house being so high, increased so high, was unfair. And I know I'm not going to get that much wiggle room, but I felt that a fair market increase would bring me up around 1.5-ish.
1.5?
For the appraised.
Oh, I see the value.
Yeah.
Okay, they meant percentage.
Right.
Okay, yep.
No, yeah, I know, but that's 70% differential. I've got it.
Yeah.
So I printed out, and I think you have these too. I didn't know.
Yep.
I was told to bring extra copies. The square footage of my home is not as great as the majority of these houses. So living space, acreage, number of bedrooms, being on a busy street.
Mm-hmm.
I think these are all, factors that should give me.
Yeah, and so I want to ask.
Grace here.
No,
yeah.
but, so I want to ask you the ask amount. So how did you come up with this number? Like, break down the math a little bit for me for the line.
I know this is wrong. Okay. So what I did was I just compared the historic value versus the new assessed value.
Yep.
I got the percentage increase, and comparing the percentage increase, I decided, let me take 40, on the new spreadsheet I did 40%, right? What is 40%? Because I feel like in this case, I took 30%, but all the percentages are lower because I was reading from the wrong boxes.
Yeah.
So now, if you just, you equate the percentage increase and just compare them. I don't think mine should be as high as the others because of those factors.
Yeah, and when we do our assessments for the year, we don't look at really last year's assessments. We basically base it off all of the sales prices during that time frame. So when we look at
sales prices on new homes,
on any home.
On any home. So here's another problem I have, and I wanted to point out. Our neighborhood, homes don't really sell.
Right.
There's not a lot of flip volume going on up there.
Right.
And that, that is a problem because I have no other way to compare this. And this is my own, how my brain's working.
Yeah.
And, and I really can't give you true sales numbers that would have any rhyme or reason to this increase in assessment.
Yeah, so
because of the neighborhood.
No, I know, and that's why it's hard to really pull from sales data from this exact neighborhood, right? But just kind of giving when we're looking at a sale market value and looking at changing it, the biggest thing we want to see is what are some recent sales and what are some of the differences and some rationale between the two, because every appraisal number that comes in, it's all based on sales prices. It's all market value. But
I know. I was told that, and Tyler Technologies told me the same thing.
Oh yeah.
And I said the same thing to them. I don't have new or even pre-existing sales history to give you because homes don't go on the market in my neighborhood now. If rates drop and these taxes go sky high, there's going to be a lot of movement, but really there's not.
Yeah.
And it hasn't seen a lot of movement since around the time when I moved in.
Yeah.
I moved in when my neighbors moved in. There's, this is my third home that I've had in Fairfield.
Yeah.
Raised my children here. It's I feel like,
No.
Stop now.
No, you're fine. And And you've probably seen so many changes in town. It's wild.
Right. I live near town. That's a high turnaround. I lived over by Riverfield School when my children were young. As they became adults, I moved over to Bronson.
Yeah. And I know
now I'm single now. I'm
sorry.
My kids are sometimes home, sometimes not, but I don't want to move. I worked my whole life to get to where I am now, and I feel like I'm being pushed out because of this. And as you know, the mill rate's going to go down, but I've never seen it go down.
Well, no, it does, because what happens is the mill rate is simply calculated by all the appraised values. Like, so when we have the final total of all the appraised values, that's the final number. That's why you don't have the mill rate yet. We have to make our decisions first on what we approve and deny. And then once we have that final grand list total of all the appraised values, all we simply do is take that number, divide that by the town budget, and that's the mill rate. So the town budget doesn't typically change too much.
Yeah.
So it shifts on like what we approve and not. But I mean, the town budget typically stays the same. So, but we can go into that too as well. But if the mill rate, if the appraisal value is a lot higher, of course, then theoretically, the mill rate.
It's supposed to go down. But the consensus is if it's going to go down, it's going to be minuscule because we know how. Things have been in the town Fairfield.
Yeah, so
because we lived here since '87, So here,
So we can talk about that too. But for the recording line, anything else you want to add to the record for your case for me to present?
I'd like to send you that modified spreadsheet.
Yeah.
That would.
And I'll give you my email address.
It comes in around the same. I'm not being unreasonable. I think what I'm asking for is a reasonable amount. I'm saying yes, I should be increased, but not at the percentage level that I was.
Okay.
Given those main facts: number of bedrooms, acreage, busy road. I do not have a good ground swimming pool. Almost everyone in my neighborhood does. I know that does add to the assessed value as well.
Yeah. No, of course.
I did have a question for you off the record.
Yeah, of course. So what I'll do moving forward is I'll present your case to the majority of the board for deliberation, for consideration and vote. Me being once the board, you'll be notified by mail of our decision within 7 days of when we make that decision.
Okay.
So that would be like sometime like May, I would assume. So if you're denied, you can come back again next year. If you are granted a reduction, you can't appeal again until the next reevaluation in 4 years.
Okay.
If you don't agree with our decision, you can take the next steps and appeal into your decision in court. Instruction on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter.
Okay.
All right.
I do have one question. If the increase, is it at all based on any renovations that were done on the home? Because
I'll go over that with you, but basically it's the dwelling. But yeah.
It's basically the dwelling, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have appeal number 714. The time is now 5:54. I have a property address 150 Carroll Road, and can you state your name for the record?
I am Andrew Blum.
Great, thank you so much. And the town has your property appraised at $1,019,700. What is the ask amount you're requesting us to reduce it down to?
Well, that's a good question. I'm here to appeal the landline valuation only, and specifically in regards to the condition factor for the property card. So I'm really looking more for uniformity on the card.
Yep.
Versus just an overall value. It's a systematic error.
But I think. So when all is said and done, what do you see the full appraised value being? Because you put $937,800.
That's right, because I had to put something there.
You do.
That's kind of my ballpark number, the best estimation that I could come up with based on the information that I had at the time, and I think that's fairly close. But this is more of a uniformity with regards to the card on that one specific land valuation line.
So do you want me to use that number?
I mean, do you have to use the number?
We have to use the number to present. So basically what we do is we put together a proposal. We are proposing to reduce it to a certain dollar amount, and then we vote whether to agree or deny it, right? And we don't want to do a partial reduction either sometimes, because what happens is if we grant you a reduction, you can't appeal again for the next 4 years until the next reevaluation period, which is why we need from you a finite number.
Well, if we're going to change something to like the condition factor in the landline,
that would be a different kind of like outlook. I mean, I can have like the appraiser like change the field card or like verify that we would need to change it, and then that would be that wouldn't be a reduction in this. That would just be a simple update to the field card.
Could we talk about that today?
That would be something you would have to go with the assessor's office about, but I can make that. So,
okay.
So is there an issue with the property?
Yeah, the land.
The valuation of the land is incorrect.
Correct.
Okay.
I can try to give you an estimation here. So if I go off.
Because what happens before you get the assessed value, there was a letter sent to you asking if there was changes to the house or if what you had to the property matched what you would be on the field card. We didn't hear anything, right? Or the assessor's office didn't hear anything, so then they went with what was happening. So that's why they would be the ones that change it.
But I think that's just the building confirmation. I don't think there's anything with regards to the land.
Yeah.
There was?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's the majority of the value.
Okay, well, that wasn't something that I was a part of, because I'm not, but it's something I didn't, regardless, I didn't catch it till now.
Okay, so I do need to present the board if we're doing it this way.
All right. So if we were to change, I did some calculation. Okay. My best estimation, if we were to reduce the condition factor on the landline valuation, the land value would be, I give you the exact number, it'd be 667,710, and then the total value would be 944,510. So it's just slightly more than what I put on the application. So 944,510. But that's with the change to the landline, not to the building or the improvement.
But that's including the building.
Yes, I added the building back in. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sorry if that was a little confusing, but hopefully that answers your question.
Yes. So the requested value that you're asking the town to reduce your appraisal to is $944,510.
Do you want to see this little calculation?
No, I mean, I just wanted for the recorded line. I'm just
sure for the recorded line. Yes, but it is important that the land section is what I'm asking for a.
And we'll go through all the nuances
I got you.
Of the request.
Just for your 944,510. Yes.
Thank you. All right, if you can raise your right hand for me.
Okay, I'm sorry for all that.
All good.
I got a little confusing, but I'm glad you had to work through that with.
No, all good. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give today concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, to help you God?
Yes.
Thank you so much. If I can have you sign right here.
Okay. Yeah, so that's me, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to sign right here?
Yes.
Okay.
I know it's the trust, and you have multiple names on the trust.
Just wanted you to.
Yeah.
Full disclosure.
Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, brilliant. So now, what do we have going on?
Okay, all right. Thank you. That's Ronique, right?
Ronique, yes.
Okay. So I just have a couple things to share with you.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of other documents, but this is really what it boils down to. So I have one letter.
Okay.
That I wanted you to, I could read it with you, or you could review it. Yep. Then I want to show you one other thing, and then that would really be it.
Okay. Okay, so it's limitation on the building, or I buildable area.
Yeah, but if you look at it, what he did was he compared the 150 to the neighbors, and what he said was 150 is 18% slope, so that's most similar to 154, which is 17% slope. It's not similar to 152, which is 6% slope. And then it also has bedrock and some other things as well.
So 154.
And then I could show you this if you'd like. I do have 154. Wait, hopefully the one will go. That could be a problem.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
So if you want.
Oh, do you want me to put do you want me to put the never mind.
If you want, this is 154, and this is 150. This is 152, and this is 153.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So this, I told you I'd help you out. So what we have here, 150.
Yep.
152, 154. This is 18% here.
Yep.
That's 6%. That's 17%.
Mm-hmm.
And this letter says these two are alike. These two are not alike. So this is a comp. This is not a comp. Condition factor 1. Condition factor 1. Something's wrong there.
Mm-hmm.
Condition factor 1. Condition factor 0.8. That's the concern I have.
Okay.
I'm looking for uniformity for those two based on the PE's letter.
So this is saying with 154 should be similar with 152.
No. These two are the same. You can read it again.
Okay. Okay. But not similar to 152.
Correct. 152 is a decent lot. It's only got 6% grade. Just look at these numbers here.
Yeah.
And these correlate to the letter.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
And of course, this is all yours.
Yeah. And this is what company is this?
All this information is here. He's a professional engineer.
All right.
His name is Ralph Gallagher, and I believe the name of his company is named after him. That's his seal. That's his signature. And this is all his company information.
Okay. 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 Anything else you want to add to the appeal?
This is I look at it as an administrative potential system correction.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at my the number you forced me to give you didn't even go quite down to the 0.8. So I was trying to be as reasonable as I could.
Yeah.
If you do the math, I was asking for 0.9.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I hear you on that.
Fair enough?
Yeah. That you made it a lot easier for me.
I thought you'd appreciate it. I saw you were running late today, so. I'm going to give you some time back. If you're good, I'm good. Do you have enough to present this?
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll present your case to the majority of the board for deliberation, for consideration, and vote. You'll hear back.
Copies?
Please.
Just a couple. Yeah.
For deliberation vote, you'll be notified of our decision within 7 days of when we make that decision. So you'll hear sometime probably around May. If your appeal is denied, you can come back again next year. If you're granted reduction, you can appeal again you can't appeal again until the next reevaluation in 4 years. If you don't agree with our decision, you can take the next steps and appeal your decision in court. Instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter.
Okay. Are you familiar? You guys all familiar with the?
Yeah.
You are. You know how that works.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
It's a change to the field card.
Because I don't want someone to say, well, it's all done mass. There is a mass, but this is a site-specific adjustment for, okay, so you all understand all that?
Yeah.
I won't bore you with it then.
No worries.
Okay, you can turn it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have property 344 Bigler, right?
Yes.
All right, great. So we have appeal number 942. The time is now 6:10. And if you can both state your name for the record.
Kathleen Grandy.
Great.
And John Grandy.
Great, thank you so much. And the town has your property appraised at $816,400, and you're requesting the town reduce the appraised value to $755,500. Is that correct?
Yes.
Great, thank you. And if you can both raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give today concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Hope you got.
Yes.
Thank you so much. If I can have you both sign here. Great, thank you. Brilliant. All right, what do we have going on?
Pardon me?
What do we have for your case?
Okay, so I tried to follow the instructions as closely as possible, and it said to be succinct. So I found one comp at 14 Windsor Place, which I think is a pretty great comp. It's sold.
It's like 2 blocks from our house.
Yeah, and it's not like it's on a busy street and ours is on a circle. The traffic is about the same on the street.
Brilliant.
It's sold, I think, in September of 2025, right before the end of the reval period. Yep. And it's sold for $800,000. Now, it seems that the property, for the most part, these are split-level homes, so they're on the smaller side.
Yeah.
So most of the cost is in the land.
Right.
And this house is on a slightly bigger lot. Our house has slightly more square footage, but this lot is bigger than our lot, and it seems like the house is more updated than ours. It has newer windows. It doesn't have the squishy windows that the original splits have.
Okay.
And they finished the basement. So I included that picture, I think, in the packet I sent.
I saw that, yeah.
And both of these splits, ours and the comp, have family room additions, and they're both
cathedral ceilings. And on our field card, it mentions the family room, whereas on the comp one, it doesn't mention that at all. It's like it's missing. So the house sold for $800,000. So obviously the buyer knew it had the addition, but it's not on the field card. And neither is the front little deck. Like this covered deck here. This isn't on the field card either. But I think the houses are valued pretty well. I think it's just the land where I think we need some relief. Our house is much lower than the neighbors, so it's prone to flooding. And the comp house has a finished basement, so I don't think they get any flooding.
I don't know that we'd ever be able to finish our basement. We have Connecticut's basement system installed some years ago.
Yeah.
And even with it, we've had floods.
Yeah, we've done what we can. Like, here's the yard, and we put in this stuff. We put in the little roof, and all these things are helping.
Yeah.
But
still
it floods.
It still floods, yeah.
And I just feel like, in general, the property values in that neighborhood are just a little high. I'll just speak for my property, our property, but...
Yeah. For sure. So I don't see any permits pulled for 14 Windsor. Maybe that's why it's not showing up. But I mean, I do show like the sub area. There are some adjustments. I mean, they have an unfinished and part of it finished for the basement part of it. The patio, they put it as patio, but like it's really not a patio.
Right.
No, we have a patio like their patio. The patio's in the back. They have a patio in the back and a deck in the back. But
and I see the deck separately from that patio.
And we don't have a deck.
Right, and then for yours, that's for theirs.
Right.
That wasn't considered, unless I'm reading that incorrectly.
See this open porch? They do have that, but it's not on their field card.
No, this is yours. Oh.
Yeah. So they have the cathedral ceiling and the porch, and it's not on their field card.
Okay.
Now, those two things are not a lot of money, really. But, so that's why I think if we are due any kind of adjustment, I think it's probably going to be more on the land. And what I frankly don't understand is, like, there's a minimum lot size, and it's not too much smaller than 0.22.
Right.
Maybe it's 0.1. But when you look at the unit price, like, the smaller lots within, like, a quarter acre are priced higher.
Right. I mean, so it's still within the same neighborhood code.
Right.
So, but theirs is slightly bigger, not that much bigger. So, I mean, they have 10,140 square feet for land, right?
Right, but the unit price for theirs is less.
Right. So, and this would be your part of the land here.
Yeah, we pay about $2 more per square foot when we have less, and you can't really do more with that.
And there could be a lot of different factors as far as like what that unit price like it could be, I don't know, like corner lot, where it's located, busy road, not busy road, right? You know,
so
there's a lot of different factors.
Pretty much the same.
So
It seems that in this case, I've looked through a bunch of properties, and the smaller the lot, the more the unit price. And I can understand, like, if you have, say, 6 acres, then maybe the first 2 are at one price, and then the others are at a lower price because, you know, the zoning might be such that you can't, you know, subdivide that and you can't build on that land. But
yeah, because theirs we had it appraised at like $833, even though they sold it at $800,000, so that was pretty close, right? But
$33,400 too much. Because it sold 800,
well,
right?
It's not going to be exactly sales price, right, versus appraisal. It's not going to be exactly every time. There's no way. It'd be impossible. Right. But that's pretty close. I mean, so what I'm saying is, so you're saying your house isn't as quality as
Not as updated.
Yeah.
And the water issues.
Right. And that's what I have in the notes here. Okay. And water. All right. And water issues. Right.
Oh, did you talk about the river? A river runs through it, like a movie? A river literally runs right underneath and next to our
Well, like the town has done
you can show
some stuff to mitigate, the water problem, but a lot of the maps, like this is Google Maps, it shows like a water source going right, between our two houses. So our house sits low, and it seems like there's this unknown underground river that goes.
And we see where it comes out at both ends, like a block away and another block further.
Yeah.
It comes out into a stream. So it's
like
pretty
the
obvious.
town has culverts or something going down Nutmeg Lane because the whole street used to flood severely.
Like 3 feet of water.
So there have been improvements. The town has worked on it.
Yeah.
We have worked on it with the basement system and the little roof and this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So drain and drainage backs up.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So frustrating.
But anyway.
Yeah. No, for sure. Anything else you want me to submit for the recorded line to evaluate with the other board members?
Okay, well, so that was our main argument, our one comp, but closer to our house, 2 houses sold, 2 split levels, and where are they? They were knocked down, and bigger houses were put there. Like, this house also sold 42 Robin Lane, which is right down the street, sold for $650,000, and it was knocked down. The same thing happened to this house a couple months earlier, and it sold for $680,000. So these houses are on the same size lot in the same neighborhood. The house is a little smaller. I don't believe these houses have the added family room, but the builder, has put something like this up on the lot. So it was hard to get fuel cards and stuff because everything's
updated.
Some of it's updated.
Well, yeah. Lack of a better word, yeah.
Yeah, like the land hasn't been updated. So again, this lot where you can build a bigger house, the unit price is less because it's slightly bigger than our house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 11,000. So I don't know. That's about maybe 0.2 or 0.3. And so I don't know. I don't know if you want to keep this. I didn't say that initially, but.
And those houses are literally, I guess, a couple of 100 feet from our house.
Yeah.
And now they knocked down a house like ours after paying $650 and $680, and they put $2 million houses there.
Yeah, that's why the Fairfield. It's hard to talk about a lot of times it's hard to talk about house renovations. I'm not talking about your case specifically,
right. No, I know.
But the entire town of Fairfield. It's it's hard to talk about renovations. I updated my kitchen's updated or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because the majority of the cost is in the land.
Right. Yeah.
Right, and same thing with you're seeing here.
Right.
I mean, the house itself. I mean, is a lot different than the land. I mean, we have yours at $264,000. For just the house, right? Oh no, I'm sorry.
That.
Yeah. 164,800.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways.
So anyway, that's our argument.
Yeah, sure thing. So what I'll do is I'll present your case to the petition of the board for consideration and vote. You'll hear with our decision within 7 days of when we make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
So you're probably thinking around Mayish. If your assessment is approved, you can't come back again for until the next reevaluation period in 4 years. If it is denied, you can come back again next year. And if you don't agree with the board's decision, you can take the next step and appeal your decision in court. Instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter. All right?
And also, you can grant in part, correct, or not?
Yes, but if we do grant in part, you can't reappeal. You can't go back again until the next reeval. So we don't like to do that in a lot of cases, right? Because then you can't appeal until 4 years later.
Okay.
Your eyes don't go out with the lighting back here.
Right. Yeah. It drives me insane. So we have appeal number. Oh yeah, sorry. We have appeal number 945. The time is now 6:31. I have this on the recording line. And so the property address is 167 Ruin Street. Is that correct?
Yes.
And can you both state your names for the record?
Margot Myron.
Thank you.
And Thomas Meyer.
Thank you. And the town has your property appraised at $976,400, and you're requesting the town reduce the property value to $626,000. Is that correct?
That's it.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much. If you can both raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment, appeal, and questions shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you God. Thank you. If I can have you both sign here. Right, yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Have you been at this since 8 a.m. or no? Okay, good.
No. We're all volunteers. We're all voted in, and we're all do our part for the town. We're not part of the assessment office or anything. But
okay. Well,
yeah. Yeah. No worries. So what do you have going on here?
Sure. So we moved here. We lived there probably 5-6 years. Love it here. Great place to
love
kids and so on. It's a little bit on the pricier end, but it's all worth it because of the kids. Yep. But the assessment went up pretty significantly though, which is what we want to kind of challenge. So our assessment on 167 Ruin Street in 2024 was $363.25, $377, and then it jumped to $683, so basically almost a doubling, so kind of just south of 85%. And while we understand, of course, that there needs to be an increase year on year, and that's kind of just the way the economy works, we think that this one is kind of unreasonably high from the town, based on a couple of things. One is the comps, and the second is the house itself.
Yep.
So just a couple of things on the comps. Now, we just pulled a little spot check, a sample size from others. Now, out of genuine respect for our neighbors, I'll just say X, Y, and Z on the addresses because I don't want anybody targeted.
We talk about other properties all the time.
You do?
Okay. Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Okay.
So you can
you can. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, one, and I have the number in case you want me to actually give it to you. So there's a house on Ruin Street that is 2,400 square feet. Ours is 1,500 square feet. This is 2,400 square feet.
What property address is it again? Sorry.
75.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
862K. So this one is almost 1,000 more square feet than us and 100K less.
Similarly, 95 is 3,000 square feet. This one is assessed at 814K, so that's 150,000 less, and basically double the size of ours. And then there's another one on 95, which is 3,700, assessed at 924K, so 50,000 less, but basically, more than 2.5 times the size. Now, if you look at the average price per square foot here, ours is 621. So in order, the first one was 351, 271, 249. So that's 1.8, 2.3, and 2.5 times more expensive for us than these comps. And in addition to that, our house is from 1920, no major updates. I mean, now, all the windows need to be changed and so on.
The flooring.
Yeah, and the actual property itself, we have it appraised at $167,700. It's the majority of its own land, right? So I know you were looking at the other assessed values, but did you look at any other kind of like sales? Because we're looking at market data.
Yeah, so great question. So Ruane Street is a little bit of
interesting.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of a pass-through street. It's a cut-through. There are a lot of rentals there, a lot of kind of transient establishments. Further down, there are a lot of commercial pieces and so on, kind of towards where we live. It's not the same as Blaine and, these cul-de-sac ones and the smaller ones as well. Nothing is sold there for a while, other than an updated one, which basically almost burnt down to the ground, and then they redid it and sold it for
Well, they didn't sell it.
Couple of million, didn't they?
No, they never even
ended up not selling it and renting it. They had it on for 1.8, but they couldn't do it because the person who kind of bought it and reinvested it couldn't flip it basically for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
you're fine.
So there are no comps kind of sales on Ruane, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. So I did see all the other field cards, and you were kind of comparing like the land and the size of the house a bit too.
Well, ours is a lot smaller actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I have it here.
Like if you took the per square footage and then added in, say, like the bigger lot, like I would understand that. Like right, you can do that if you add we have more land, that's fine, but anything else is like, I just don't understand how how we could be 621 and they could be like 271.
And there was one of,
49.
So like.
And this is just some, like I could have probably gone through the whole range.
Yeah, and it's hard to go from like field card to field card because there's so many different factors. I mean, we basically comprise all of the appraised values just based on sales prices. So it's so then once we come up with all the sales prices, that determines the neighborhood code. That determines like a lot of that's like the bulk of the changes. So it's not really going off of it's never really going off of last year's assessments or last assessment. It really just goes off what the current sales prices is for that year.
But then why does this like not go up?
So it's all sales prices. So I mean, if you look at what was it, 70? What's the other one you were looking at?
86.
Yeah, so 86.
Well, if this is a duplex, but
I mean, that could sell for $2.5 million tomorrow, right? Like realistically. So why would that be worth less than our house? That doesn't make any sense.
And like almost triple the size.
And they're making income, so it's like an income producing. It just doesn't make, especially on Ruane. Like I just don't understand.
And for that one, yeah, so 1.95. So we have theirs for their land area being 0.12 and yours being at 0.2. So it's the difference of the amount of land between the two. So that's why they're seeing...
But you said it was comps, like they're doing comparable sales.
Yeah. Now the sale, I mean, that one wasn't sold. I mean, that was back in 98 when that was sold. But like looking at... So we take, like, everyone still has... Your land amount is valuable, right? So how much land of a difference can project how much you change in price, right? So if they have valuable in land, but I mean comparing the two.
And also just hold on, and also comparing the square footage price. Ours is versus 86. Ours is 621. Theirs is 249. And ours is almost 3 times, which to me seems just absurd.
And we've been there. Their house is way more updated. Ours,
Yeah.
Let's not talk about other people's houses.
No, I'm not.
Defending ours.
Of course.
Not trying to other people.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I mean, we talk about other properties here often. I'm just trying some notes to make sure
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and theirs is 3,700 square feet. Ours is 15 and change.
I did put that in the notes so that when I present to the rest of the board, we can actually deliberate on that. Anything else you wanted to add?
Let's see, just that, yeah, so the basis is a 1920s house, and then there was an addition like in the 50s.
For yours or theirs?
For ours.
Okay, yep.
For ours. So there's no kind of basement that runs through and so on, and basically there's so much work that needs to be done on the house. We don't have kind of a built-in, we don't have an updated kitchen, we don't have a built-in kitchen island.
No AC.
No AC.
That could be wild in the summer.
Yeah. Well, actually, when we bought it, we actually looked, how much it would be to put in, and we got 3 quotes, and it was all like $50K or something. And so we were like, yeah, no, we're not, we can't afford that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no AC, that,
And you got all our pictures, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You saw all the old, like, our water heater, or not our water heater, our heater is 35 years old.
Our heater is old enough to have, like, a 6-digit phone number.
I love that.
It doesn't even have the 203. So that one's about to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, just the kind of the comps on the square price per square foot.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Very high.
For sure.
Anything else that could be useful or valuable from our side to add in?
I mean, a lot of times when we look at looking at changing appraised values, we look at comparable sales. But I see what you're saying when it comes to like looking at appraised value to appraised value. Like, people have made that argument too. But the biggest thing we look at comparable sales because it all is based on sales value. But I see what you're saying. Like the land, how can someone else's land be bigger and house be better, yet be valued lower?
And house significantly, not just the land, but the house as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah. So what I'll do is I'll present your petition to the majority of the board for consideration and vote. You'll hear with our decision when we make that decision from 7 days after that.
Okay.
So you'll probably anticipating like May-ish timeframe.
Okay.
And if you are granted a reduction, you can't appeal again until the next reevaluation period in 4 years. If you are denied, you can come back again next year. And if you don't agree with our decision, you can always take the next step and appeal your decision in court. Instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter.
Okay.
Right? So we have appeal number 956. The time is now 6:54. The property address we have here is 2001 Morehouse Highway. And can you state your name for the record?
Neil Petchers.
Great, thank you so much. And the town has your property appraised at $1,069,200, and you're asking the town reduce your appraised value to $961,970. Is that correct?
Yes, I mean, I felt forced to pick a number, and I was trying to. It'd be interesting to see what people do, because I was trying. There's two ways to approach things. One is, okay, I'll give a low number, and they'll probably pick something somewhere in the middle. But I was thinking, I'll tell you what I think is reasonable, and then you'll decide. You guys will decide.
Mm-hmm.
It's very short. There's only one point.
So before we kind of go into it too.
Go ahead.
But that is the amount you're asking for?
Yeah.
Okay. If you can raise your right hand for me.
Yes, sir.
Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give today concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes. As long as there's an appraisal, then screw up. And I have a lot of data.
Well, whatever you're presenting is what I'm saying. It's
I am being completely.
If I can have you sign right here.
Forthright.
Beautiful.
Okay, so the pen is the first casualty. It's in the other room.
It's all good.
Oh, no.
Oh, there you got it.
A little clumsy. Okay, just sign?
Yes.
Okay, anything else?
Nope. Okay. All right, just bear with me.
This is going to be great. You'll look at this, you go, okay, denied, and then we'll go to the next one.
I believe I spoken to you years ago about another appeal, but anyway.
Me?
I think so. I can't remember though.
No, I never appealed anything.
Oh, okay.
Unless I was complaining about redistricting my kids. That would be when you were a kid.
All right, brilliant. What do you have going on here?
Okay, so I don't have the benefit of any comparative stuff, okay, like I did on the beach house. But I just said my understanding was that, land values have gone up. The town thinks like 65% or something. That's what I've heard. And, okay, so I'm just going to read it to you. In the latest reval data from Business Appraisal, it shows that the town is seeking to essentially double the appraised value of my land, 98.6%, from 375 to 745, 44, 900. This seems out of parameter with the rest of the town property appraisal increases, which statistically I can't really say that I know, okay? I suggest a 70% increase to 637 for the land and the house is fine. That's it.
All right.
Like I said, 100% just seems a lot. Now, when I talk to someone about what you should talk about, they go, don't say I think it's high. Like, that's not a reason. But I'm just giving you the percentage, 98.6. And I don't think my land up there is any more special than, most of Fairfield. Okay, so that's it. Where to go from here?
Hang on.
How many words a minute can you do?
So you're saying the land valuation from last year is what really went up 98%?
98.6.
From last year, right?
I think it was from last year. I can. You want me to check?
No, I was just curious, so I have it.
Well, there was like 2 years, but I think the latest one.
The latest one, last reassessment.
I think it was last year, not 2021. But if you want, I'll check because this is not hard to verify. Okay, so so it was 2024. It was $978 for the land.
And we have it right now at $744.
No, wrong house.
Yeah.
Mr. A? Oh yes, it's the beach house. Sorry.
Yeah. I was like, wait.
I'm recommending that you raise it. I'm sorry to be goofy.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so it was okay. Here we go. In 2024, it was 360. No, best answer 375 100. That's what I wrote.
Okay,
so it was that in 2024.
Okay, I see.
And now it's 744 900.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm like, okay, can you let me bleed a little slowly? Like I get, that even at 65% or 70%, it's horrific, especially for other people on a budget. I mean, it must be pulling the hair out.
Yeah, and it's all based off, we base everything off of sales prices when we come up with all new figures, but I'll go over that with you as well, too.
Okay.
But for the record, anything else you wanted to add to the...
No.
Okay. So next steps is I'll present your case to the majority of the board for a consideration and vote. You'll be notified by mail of our decision within 7 days of when
you want this? I have a copy for you.
Sure. If you want to add it too.
Well, it's just bring my appeal.
I have all this stuff you submitted. Is there anything you wanted to add into it?
No, this one is exactly the same. The other one, I modified a little bit. That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. If you can keep this one then, if I have all those documents.
Okay. The other one I'd like you...
But before I do that one...
Sorry.
So I'll be presenting your petition to the majority of the board for consideration and vote. You'll be notified of our decision within 7 days of when we make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
If your appeal is denied, you can come back again next year. If you are granted reduction, you can't appeal again until the next reevaluation in 4 years.
Even if it's $1?
Yeah.
So if I were them and I didn't want to hear from you, I'd just give you $1 and say, aha. But that's kind of a scam.
No, if we grant the reduction.
Then I ask what you mean.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why.
No, I thought you go, okay, we'll take $1 off our valuation, and
right.
You can't come back for 5 years. I was like, oh my God.
No. So that's why we don't like to create figures. That's why we really rely on you guys to create the ask amount, right? Because if we come up with a figure, then you can't reappeal again until the next reevaluation.
Yeah. Okay.
So, anyways.
I gave you a figure that I thought. Well, I heard the 65, and so I said, okay, 70. I'm fine. I'm not greedy.
Yeah. And
I thought, if you did that, I would be really pleased. If you did it even a little higher, I would be pleased.
Yeah.
I don't think Morehouse is giving me a lot of agita.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
Yeah. But if you are denied, you can come back again next year, right? But if you don't agree with our decision, you can take the next steps and appeal your decision in court. Instructions how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter. Okay.
So I got to sue you.
If you don't agree with their decision, or if you get denied, you can come back again next year. If you get approved, you can't.
But you're saying if I don't agree
with the board's decision,
I can immediately
appeal your decision in court.
So I have to go get a lawyer.
You don't have to. You can appeal again next year, or
no. I'm saying for that process, I have to go to court. So it's probably not that smart going to court without an attorney.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you.
Right. I'm just saying it's a hard hill to climb. To, you know what I'm saying, is because you spend $10,000 before you show up.
Yeah, that's just the process.
I know. I'm just. Yeah. I'm not debating. I'm having a rational, intellectual discussion with you, saying, okay, I hear you, and what I hear.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it.
All right. So we have appeal number 957. The time is 7:11, and we're looking at 1973 Fairfield Beach Road. And can you state your name for the record?
Neil Petchers.
Thank you so much. And the town has your property appraised at $1,775,821, and you're asking the town to reduce your property down to $1,415,000. Is that correct?
I'm sorry. 1,415,900. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Great.
And it was 1,775.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you can raise your right hand for me.
And I'm focusing exclusively on the land.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for a change to the house.
Yeah. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you God. Thank you. If I can have you sign the top line here.
Yes. Okay. Now I'll try to be efficient because this is going to be difficult.
Mm-hmm. All good.
I think you have to look at. Did I give you a copy yet?
Not of your updated ones, okay. But I will. I have just what you have on file.
So take this, because I mean, if you don't look at it, then there's no way it's going to make any sense.
But not the one you gave me.
No, it's just modified.
Okay.
Cleaned up. But this is.
Okay.
That was rushed. I had a little more time.
Okay.
Okay. So the reason I say that is you might want to, there's some tables and stuff like that, and I just don't feel you could give me a proper audience if you don't follow it with me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, who knows? You're the right guy. Okay, ready to start?
Yes.
Okay, and some of it I'm just going to read what I wrote because I was very deliberate, and then I'll try to hurry it along. So I apologize in advance for this lengthy appeal. I realize you must be quite busy. Okay. It was important to accurately reflect and assess the data, and I try to be as clear and deliberate as possible. I believe we respectfully present data to demonstrate that the revaluation of my property in 1973 is unfairly biased in favor of larger property holders and real estate developers, placing an inappropriate burden on the smaller property holders. In particular, the data indicates it's especially discriminatory, however unintentional, against my property. So that's big talk. I have to now try to prove it. The culprit appears to be faulty metrics used to appraise land values relative to property size on the row of beach district houses on the beach side of the road, which is unique from any other area. It seems that improvements, house structures, have been appraised using a series of reasonable and generally acceptable construction assessment metrics, such as age, square footage, etc., appreciation. These are independent of location. So my house somewhere else is the same, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyway, I'm happy with Tyler Tech. We talked about it.
That's for the informal, right?
96.4, I think, is fine. And again, I looked at the metrics, how you did it. I really studied it. I think it's valuable to go through it, and it's a professional thing. Okay, the land side of the equation, however, is problematic. There are a few appraisal metrics provided, such as category, beach district, and size. One can only deduce the dollars per square foot metric by dividing the land appraisal by the property square footage. I believe the impact of property size, specific to beach properties, is vastly undervalued in the calculation methodology. It should be understood that what is considered gigantic by beach standards, 12 or 14,000, would be considered small or tiny in most other districts. And a difference in property size of even a couple of thousand greatly impacts the real value of land. All beach houses have essentially the backyard, same backyard. Some have bigger or smaller depth of beach. However, it's the square foot and the width of the properties that determines how large a house one can build. The zoning is very tightly monitored. In almost every case of new construction or rebuilding over the past decade, every square foot of allowable building area is maximized by the builder's owners. In other districts with larger property, the difference of 1 or 2 acres will generally have little impact on the size of house one can build. However, at the beach, a difference in 5,000 or 8,000 square feet can mean a difference in opportunity to build a nice 2,000 square foot house versus a 6,000 square mega mansion. One could be sold for $2 million, while the other could be sold for up to $5 million. The full measure of this is not captured in the appraisal of improvements itself. It's not the sum of the parts that determines what zoning sells for. Property size at the beach is a giant financial multiplier based on opportunity to build more or less. The improvements appraisal would essentially be the same regardless. This is why larger properties are so hotly contested. Oh, I'm sorry. Yet it's, I'm so sorry. The improvement appraisal would essentially be the same regardless of where it's built in Fairfield. Yet the larger properties are hotly contested by real estate developers, where there's only so much margin you can get from building a 2,000 square foot house on a smaller property. With our property, we're not afforded this opportunity to build a grand, profitable house, but based on the land appraisal process, for a small percentage more we could. This doesn't stand up to reason. One must recognize that if 2 beach houses were literally washed away by storm, the properties were put up for auction, one at 4,000 square feet and one at 14,000 square feet. The price of the larger property would likely be double, triple, or even quadruple that of the smaller one. However, as you can see from the data, this is far from the case in the town's assessment, which suggests the value difference is only a couple $100,000. They never provide you an unbiased, statistically valid analysis. I selected for a data set a series of consecutive properties on either side of my property on 1973 and used exclusively data from visitor appraisal. Mm-hmm. So if you go to the next page, you can see the table I'm going to describe.
Yeah.
So column 1 is just the address. Column 2 shows the square footage of the property. Note my house is the very smallest and most narrow of the data set.
Okay.
Column 3 shows the latest appraisal for the land portion listed. Column 4 shows the value metric of dollars per square foot. This is then ranked in column 5. You can see my contention of discrimination on my property as it's been given the highest price factor of $445 per square foot. You can see in column 3 that while I have the smallest property, there are even a couple of larger properties, such as 1895 or 2063, that have lower appraisals. In fact, of the properties, in fact, all the properties have lower dollars per square foot. Okay, so that's a red glaring thing. Column 7 shows the square foot of each property compared to mine on a percentage basis. You can see that sizes vary by nearly 400% of my property. Column 6 shows the land appraisal of each property compared to mine. You can see that the largest assessment is only 155% of mine, but the next largest is 129%, and most of the variation is 10 or 20%. The difference between these columns shows a glaring disparity between the value-metric difference and the size difference. Discrepancy is so enormous. For example, the property on 241 is 3 times the size of ours, but has essentially 103% of the appraisal. You got that one?
Yeah.
On average, lot sizes are, in this data set, are 218% of mine, but appraisals are only 114%. One can argue that large properties should be afforded some economy of scale. However, as noted, its size is the major overriding differentiator. And what you have done with this enormous discount is flatten out the appraisals, making all the properties, statistically speaking, nearly equal in order of magnitude, despite gigantic property size discrepancy. You can see the discrepancy graph, if you go to the graph, graphically, in figures 1, 2, and 3. Figure 1 plots, so this is an old guy doing this. Figure 1 plots the square foot of each property. You can see the enormity of the amplitude of variation. Figure 2 plots the value metric for each property in dollars per square foot. You can see an almost equal enormity of the curve, of the amplitude curve. However, the curve is the reciprocal of figure 1. You got that? Okay. So, figure 3 plots the land assessment. This applies the metric of figure 2 to the square root of figure 1. Notice, with the exception of one outlier, it's nearly a flat line relative to figure 1. So this curve plus this curve equals that curve.
Right.
Okay. Table 2, I'm getting there.
No, you're fine.
I'm not boring.
No, you're fine.
Is it interesting?
I'm driving.
Is it interesting? Are you thinking, this guy did some work here? Table 2 provides a comparison of the properties in terms of opportunity to build a larger or smaller house. Column 2 multiplies the square foot of each property by 20% times 3 stories in order to approximate the allowable gross foot of a house that could be built, including a first floor breezeway or deck. Now, again, I'm not playing God. I'm reading the code and saying, okay, roughly you can do 3 stories and 2 of them living in the new codes. Okay, so I did that, and that's a basic zoning. And then column 3 shows the actual square footage. Column 4 shows the percent of opportunity
of being able to grow
for building a larger house as possible. Yeah, you can see that on average, the average house construction equals 94% of what's allowed. Columns 5, 6, and 7 say the exact same thing except for the living space. So you have gross and living. And what you can see is that on average people have 78% utilized of what's allowable. And this would be even higher if you looked just at new construction. Figures 4 and 5. Okay, so that's the next page. Figures 4 and 5 show these comparisons graphically. You can see just how closely what is actually built tracks what's allowable by zoning. You clearly demonstrate that property size is the key value differentiator for beach properties. However, the town violates this logic by constructing a steeply differentiated reciprocal set of value merits, which essentially shoehorns one price-fits-all approach, whereas size and therefore building opportunity varies by hundreds of percent, land values only vary by tenths of percent, an order of magnitude discrepancy. This is exemplified by the appraisal of $2.6 million for 21. Now, I've thought of crossing out the number, but it's publicly available. So, I mean, I'm not trying to get anyone else's case.
I know.
But you said you're trying to do market value. Okay. The appraisal is $2.6 million, and the house sold in February for $3.5 million, 35% higher than the town's appraisal, which is intended to be market value.
And which unit was that, or which number is that?
2101. It's not on my data set.
Okay.
I just happened to see it. It's a beautiful house. The point I'm making, I mean, I can find 5 more. But for the town to be off, and the town had the price. It was in visit appraisal.
Yeah, that was sold back in, for 2101, that was sold
No, 2026. If you look at visit appraisal, the latest sale.
2101 Fairfield Beach?
Yeah.
I'm showing the sale date of 2021. 2101 Fairfield Beach, sale date 2021.
Which price? Okay, you're not updated. I'll show you in visit appraisal. Well, at least I know you're listening.
I'm taking notes. I'm making sure. I'm tracking.
You better tell me whether you agree or not that you're impressed by the effort. Like, I took this seriously.
I'm surprised you were able to find out the growth expansion percentages of how much you can expand on land.
I just looked it up in zoning. It's granted, it's only an estimate.
Yeah.
Okay, here. Sale price. 3.2.
Hold on. So that was, that's this year. Oh,
yeah,
no wonder.
No, February.
Yeah. So.
But this isn't Vision Appraisal. What I'm saying is the field card did not catch up.
Yeah, well, because the field card is based off of last reeval, so that's why.
Okay. But
so what's the sales price on that?
$3,525,000. Sale date February 25th.
So say it again.
$3,525,000.
And what's the sale date?
2/25/26. Yeah. And again, I'm not trying to rock their boat.
No,
what I'm saying is, it's the same metric that undervalues the larger properties that overcharges my property. So I'm kind of condemning the whole thing for just those 50 houses. I hope you're following me. Okay.
Yeah, I know, because it's outside of the appraisal period, but we had that one appraised at 2.6. They sold it for more than that, obviously, right?
Right, but I'm telling you, there's a reason you shouldn't be 35% off.
Yeah, and so so Tyler comes in, they base all of their assessments on sales prices during the evaluation period, right?
It's not a good sample. I've looked at there's like few houses, some are rebuilt, some are not. Like, it's impossible. Look, I talked to the Tyler guy, smarty pants, listen, I used to hire McKinsey and deal with, the $700 an hour guys. And they sound freaking smart, and they got a rap, and they're smart kids.
Yeah.
Good schools. However, and they're taking the last model they used last Wednesday for the town of Hamden.
Yeah.
Because that's what design engineers do too.
Yeah.
And then they're changing it. That's why I'm telling you the structure appraisals, the improvements, it's going to stand up to scrutiny. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of national.
Of course.
You're talking about people. I have lived, my wife has lived in that house.
Yeah.
Watch every house, every new one built, and I'm telling you, they do not have the acquired knowledge, and there's not a sufficient data set. So they are. This is so sincere, and I hope you appreciate that.
Yeah.
They are throwing darts at a board and then sounding smart, but they're not in this humble case.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I hear what you're saying.
I hope that's compelling. I'm almost done.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So, anyway, I just picked one out of the hat, 35% higher. And the improvements appraisal for this almost new 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom house, consistent with good practices. The land appraisal for this, now here's damning stuff. The land appraisal for this 7,500 square foot property is $1,642,000. Right. Got it?
Yeah.
This is lower than the land appraisal for our property of half the size, 3,770 square feet.
What number is that one?
Mine.
Because I see 1,679, not that much different, but 1,679.47.
1,642.
I have 1,679.
No, that's this one. Mine is 1,679. Right?
Yeah, so so this is 2101, that's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is their appraisal is lower than mine. Their house is 10 houses away, 15, 12 houses away, and they were able to build a house twice the size of my house. Their property is twice the size of my property, and their assessment is actually, the same, but actually lower. Okay, so this paragraph is pretty just, go figure it out. But I'd prefer you consider a whole table as well. All the graphics. This is just one.
No, I know.
But this got your attention because you don't want to be answering that question in the hearing. Sorry, I don't mean it disrespectfully. Okay.
Yeah.
So cutting to the anyway. So if you look at figures 4 and 5, all I did is graph it, and you can just see how the amount that the actual size of the houses tracks what's allowable. The top one is gross and the bottom one's net. Okay, but your whole appraisal, land appraisal, says everything's communism. One property is equal to the other, statistically speaking.
Yeah, with some flaws, right?
No, I just gave you the variation. You know? But again, you can just see that it's because of the reciprocal pricing.
Right.
You know, why do you have like one house 445? Why am I the very, very highest? And yet some people are 146. So again, I'm just telling you that the beach area, I beg you to pay a little more attention. And you can also see, anyway, I'll just read your conclusion, but let me just make one last point about what this might be. So what's our current taxes? You know, it's really high already, like 23,000, I think.
I mean, I can do the calculation.
No, you don't. No, our current taxes.
Yeah. So if you do, I mean,
I'm expecting like this could mean 10,000 a year or something. I don't know.
28.5. This is what I'm estimating your current taxes are.
Okay, that sounds like a good number.
So if you take your appraised assessed value, 754,740 divided by 1,000, times it by the current mill rate of 28.39.
Right. Okay, and what would it be using your new?
So that's something I would just do informally, but.
Okay, I get it. Yeah. We're not recording that. Okay. My point is, this is pretty dramatic, and I'm saying is, it seems like the builders are talking to Tyler Tech because this is a setup. Again, they want to sell a house. They want to build a house for 6,000 square foot, 5,000 square feet, and they got to sell the cash flow of that. Well, if the taxes are too high, you know, that's getting in the way of a $5 million house. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying, when you build a small house, it makes it worse to buy.
Right.
You know, this would be.
Right, because then you can't expand and you have the.
Well, you can't do anything on it. But you're saying you can't even expand. You have to knock the house down. But what you're saying to me is, if you say my house is worth $2 million or 1.8, 1.9.
Right.
And then you have the tax that goes up 10 or 15,000. What I was saying to you before, don't tell me that doesn't, in that circumstance, really throw the whole thing askew because now someone can't buy it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Anyway,
Right.
I'll just read the conclusion. Okay. Yeah. So I apologize. I said it's not my intention to be disparaging or claiming them out seasons. I have great respect for your office and what I do. I have confined my arguments to only what is demonstrated in the data. And if it sounds harsh, please understand it's just math. The data presented indicates a serious flaw in the town's property valuation, blah, blah, blah. It defies logic that the town should state that a property 2 or 3 or even 4 times the size of mine is only worth 5 or 10 or 20% more. I would expect the eager developers to propose such a scheme, but I expect the town to reject it and provide a more fair thing. Okay, the appeal asked for what. And again, I approached it, so you asked me what my request is. Mm-hmm. And so I said, okay, we're at 445. The average of my data set is 268, but that's only 21 houses.
Yeah.
But they are consecutive, so you can see it. I didn't stack the data.
Right.
So I looked at 268, and I'm like, okay, I'm not asking for the world here. So I just try to find a number which I still might not think is fair, but I think it would be a great accomplishment. You know, I would be thrilled with the achievement if it was granted. Mm-hmm. Okay, just tell me just argue with me. Tell me how I'm wrong. Okay, you want to cut it off?
Yeah, no worries. So anything else you wanted to add to the record for your hearing on that?
The last sentence. Shoot. I just had one more sentence, I think. No, I don't have anything.
All right. So for next steps, what I'll do is I'll present your case to the petition of the board for majority to vote and deliberate on. Mm-hmm. You'll be notified by mail of our decision within 7 days of when we make that decision. Mm-hmm. If your appeal is denied, you come back again next year. If you are granted a reduction, you can't appeal again until the next reevaluation in 4 years. If you don't agree with our decision, you can take the next steps and appeal your decision in court, and instructions on how to appeal in court will be in your decision letter. All right?
Okay.
So we have appeal number 627. The time is now 7:54. The property address we're looking at is 1681 Hillside Road, and can you state your name for the record?
Alexander Fogel.
Great, thank you so much. And the property, and we have the town appraised at $2,618,415, and you're requesting the town reduce the appraised value to $1,572,422. Is that correct?
Correct.
Great, thank you so much. If you can raise your right hand for me. I do solemnly swear that the information you shall give today concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Great, thank you so much. If I can have you sign here. Thank you for bringing your own pen.
Okay.
Thank you.
I thought you were about to have me repeat that whole line.
No, I can barely repeat it. All right, great. So what do you have going on here?
So really appreciate you meeting with me. Thank you so much. There's a couple of issues with our reappraisal. I had the chance to speak with the folks at Tyler.
Yep.
And they reduced the valuation a bit. The main issue that we still have is that the landline is much higher than our near neighbor.
What was the name for the number
comparator houses?
The number for that property.
Yeah, so we're on 1.15 acres, and we're valued at land to square foot of almost $30.
Yeah.
Whereas our near neighbors are in the low teens. They're $12, $13. A very grand estate with a high property value might be $18. So ours is 2 or almost 3 times the valuation of near neighbors on land when we're the smallest lot in the area. It's kind of like an older home that's been carved up over the years.
Yeah.
So just, if you're on, we're on the same page here. So if you compare to, I think that this house right here, 3420 Congress, is a pretty close neighbor. Like, it's an older house. It's in need of renovation. It's not like the max updated in the area. And they're in a 2.2 acre lot, and their land is valued lower than ours. And we're like, it's a house that we can almost see from our property. Like, it's the exact same neighborhood.
Now, did you look at sales prices for any of these, or are these just appraised values?
These are just appraised values.
Got it.
So sales prices, I haven't looked at quite as much.
Mm-hmm.
But these are what the appraised values are based on the data.
Okay. And you're saying 3420 is like the closest?
3420, I think, is the most comparable condition. Like these other ones on the list, 1760, for example, is like the most done-up estate in the neighborhood, like in the town, right?
Yeah.
And its landline is still valued lower than ours, even though it's twice as much land.
Mm-hmm.
And the house is, a mega house.
And so going back to 3420 Congress, what are some of the comparable differences between the two properties?
Comparables about the property is that, it's a house in, I would call medium quality condition, like, driveway needs repair, roof needs repair, needs paint job. Like, it's not kitted out to the max like a lot of houses in this area are.
Yeah.
It's like an older home. It's a family home. Like, normal people live there, right?
Yeah.
Family with kids, just like ours.
Yeah.
So those are the comparables to it. Our house has a small cottage that's very basic on it, which increases our living area square feet, but it's not like main house level quality. Like, I have some pictures of it in here. It's like a teeny tiny house and like kind of refurbished over the years, and is like small and pokey, a lot of stuff that needs repair or refinishing to make that comparable to the other main houses in the area, but it's added onto our living area per square foot line.
Yep.
So I think those are the major areas in here, is that our land is being valued like it was over 3 acres, and our house is being valued like everything's brand new instead of, we bought in 2018, and we haven't repaired anything major, right? Like, we haven't replaced a roof, which is in need of repair. We haven't replaced a driveway, which is in need of repair. So, like, our house is depreciated, but our valuation is going up, even though a new owner, if they came in, would have to immediately replace a roof. They'd have to immediately reseal or totally renovate a driveway, like large repairs.
Yeah.
Not just surface stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a home that's great. We love it, but it's aging, and, like, it's not the premier property in the area.
And one question, too.
Mm-hmm.
Another question. how did you come up with the 1.5 figure?
I just took what we had here, what we were requesting. So with the landline reductions, amounts that a new owner would have to cure upon moving in, and a few discrepancies, some of which Tyler took care of.
Okay.
So I just subtracted that from the amount that we had currently.
Wait, run that by me again.
So what I did was I took the total valuation.
Yep.
And I think this is based on the prior.
Of the three other comps, including yours.
So the landline is based on the comps.
Okay.
Where I just took it down to from where about 30 per square foot. I just reduced it to 13, which is in between two near neighbor comparators.
Okay.
And then I took what would immediately have to be cured in our property, like roof replacement, appraisals, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And added those in there too.
Okay.
To reflect the deteriorating condition of the house.
Okay.
There were a couple other small things in there, like we put up a children's playhouse that Tyler could see from the satellite, and they're charging us property tax on it. That was a little bit funny. Like the playhouse we got for free, like a man gave it to us.
It would have been whatever permits. So you're saying there's an outbuilding?
Well,
a shed.
They called it a shed,
okay.
But it's like it's got children's toys in it. So there's like small stuff like that. The two large ones are deteriorating condition and land per square foot.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you said you got a reduction from Tyler, right? When you came in through the informal. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to submit for the record for me to present to the board?
Is there anything you recommend submitting?
I can't make the case for you, but
I think that the major one is land per square foot. That's a huge one here that's off, and you can see it in the prior valuation. If you look at our 2024 appraisal value, like this appraisal value raises our valuation by 163%, which is, that's huge compared to what we were. So our prior land, the appraisal value was 480.
Okay. Yep.
And they bumped it to 1.4, which is like...
It's all based on sales prices, too.
Well, property values have increased, I agree. But our property value has not gone 3 or 4 times higher. It's gone 25 to 60% higher, just like everybody else's in town.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else you want to add in?
No, just, house is getting older, needs a ton of work, needs a ton of money into it, and then, the landline is too high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. So what I'll do is I'll present your case to the majority of the board for consideration and vote, and you'll hear of our decision within 7 days of when we make that decision. If your appeal is granted, you can't appeal again until the next reevaluation in 4 years.
Okay.
If it is denied, you can come back again next year.
Okay.
If you don't agree with our decision, you can take the next steps and appeal your decision in court, and instructions on how to appear in court will be in your decision letter.
Okay.
All right.
And how does it work? Is it do you guys meet and do some valuation component and say, this is what we agree, this is what we don't agree, or is it yes, no?
So we don't work for the assessor's office, right? Yeah. We're all volunteers, we're all board members here, right? So what we do is we take whatever information that you give, right? So everything that you have given to me here and in this presentation, that's why I take valid notes. I present it to the rest of the board, and then we all vote on whether that this request should be granted or denied.
Okay.
It's deliberations.
So it's strictly yes, no.
Right.
I got you. Okay.
Right. Now, if we don't like to do any kind of partials, because if we did a partial, then you can't come back until the next reevaluation period, right? Okay. Whereas if you're not, you can come back again next year. But to give you an idea. All right?
Yeah.